You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Mike Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime.
Last Man In podcast, episode number 176. We have Matt here. I think you've lost your tag for the replacement. Because I was doing the math with you in our head. I think you've been on more podcasts than any me, Greg, or Dan since September. I think it's pretty close. It would be between you and Dan. Because I've missed a decent chunk of games. I'm part of the team. It's a real big team after we're having some injury bugs. No, we're just all busy right now, so it's Cam and Matt. I think we've lost a replacement tag. Okay. I think I'm going to lose it. Just Cam and Matt. And they're like, who's Matt? Who's the replacement? I want to know where he is. So I'll do a quick tease. I'm going to try and change it up. I'll be like Greg. Jets, hockey news, mailbag, World Juniors. Because it's a World Junior preview. Not preview.
There already?
Well, yeah. Because the next podcast won't be until next week. Which at that point, we're on December 20th.
The first game is Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah, we'll already be in the thick of it.
Nice.
Yeah, here you go. So the Jets, since last podcast, played 4 games. I watched one of them.
I watched 3 of them.
Okay?
But I watched the condensed game on
The-
YouTube. Best thing ever.
Right?
Ever.
Whoever's listening right now, if you ever miss a game, and you don't already know this, well, you do now, you're welcome, but I'm not taking credit for any of this. They have this thing, I think it originated from Leafs TV, where Leafs TV used to do like a game in 6 or a game in 30, like situations like that, where they would just have someone edit like the best moments of the game. Well, now NHL.com, like they have an incredible, or Game Center, they have an incredible like staff on board, because now they just take like the top clips from each period, which is usually a couple minutes in general, and then they condense it, and it's just called a condensed game, and it's anywhere from 6 to 9 minutes, usually. Fantastic, because I rarely watch full hockey games anymore just because I'm too busy, as he adjusts his glasses. No, just because, I don't know, I am busy. Everyone is. But if you want to catch like the majority of the games and whatever most people talk about in a conversation, watch the condensed games. I don't even watch the Jets condensed games, but I do watch the Flyers ones, so that's not so bad. But anyways, we'll go oldest to newest. Hawks, 5-1 loss. What happened?
They came out playing poorly, and the Hawks played well. That's pretty much...
That's it?
All you can sum it up to, because it was a bad game. I was frustrated as hell watching.
Of the highlights I actually did watch of this game, 3 out of the 5 goals off the top of my head were like no goalie stopping those. Because there's this one play where I think it was DeBrincat.
It wasn't DeBrincat. Who was it? It was
whoever plays with Patrick Kane.
Yeah. Maybe it was Hartman or someone? Hartman or Schmaltz, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well that line, one of them grabbed the puck and you think he's going to turn and shoot, spins the other way, backdoor pass to Patrick Kane, wide open net. Couldn't have been more open.
Like, I don't know how he saw him. Like, that was just you know what? Patty's usually here, so we'll just throw there.
Yep,
and that's
how I play beer league. When I go into the corners, you would know. I just rip it out in front. Instead of going to the D. D aren't real in beer league. When you're on the power play or setting up a play, don't look at your D. Do it yourself.
You just sauce it to the front of the net, even if no one's there.
That's
even
correct.
If it's only the other team.
That's how I play hockey.
That's how a lot of the people on our team play hockey.
That's how a lot of people in their league play hockey too. Because I picked up on it on D. I'm not very fast. But when you're on D and you're covering like the point man, usually I can like pinch or like cheat lower to the goalie. Because eventually they're just going to shoot it out front, and if they miss, it's right on their stick, and then you get a breakout pass, which I usually mess up anyways. But I still get it. Not so bad. So, to sum up the Hawks game, they lost 5-1. Not a great game. Just came out slow, and the Hawks came to play.
It was just part of that losing skid they had there that wasn't very good. They didn't play well.
How long was the losing skid?
Well, they won a game or something.
Out of 5 or 6?
I think it was 5. So they lost to Detroit, Florida, then Tampa, but they played well in Tampa.
Yep.
And then I think they won a game, didn't they?
You would know before me. We probably
Maybe
talked
they
about it.
didn't. I don't
Okay.
know. And then they played the Hawks, which sucked, and then the Blues who lost again, which we'll talk about right away.
Yep.
But yeah, it's
Well, let's lead into that. The Blues, they did lose 2-0. I saw nothing of this game.
this is the condensed game I watched, so I just saw they had 77 shot attempts this game, or 70-something shot attempts this
70 shot attempts, so chances are what they had around 40 some odd shots.
47 shots on net.
Is that the highest this season? No, Ottawa would have been,
Yeah.
probably, because they had 50 shots on Ottawa. So, it's not to say that they weren't trying.
They got goalied. That's all there is to it.
They got goalied.
They got goalied.
Yeah?
That's the only thing I can think to say of it. Like,
And what would be
Carter
the term
Hutton's
goalied
still-
for someone who doesn't understand it? Like, I don't think I've heard this in a while.
the goalie just played really well,
And that's it.
and that's it. Like, that's the reason they lost.
Did they outplay St. Louis?
Yes.
Okay.
It was like 47 shots to 20-something, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so you got to be goalied is to just the goalie steals the
The
game.
goalie steals the game. That's
Okay.
how I...
Okay, anything else on this Blues game?
No.
Okay, and then the next day, literally the next day, which
Literally
is
the next
in the NHL nowadays super rare to see, and in my mind,
Back-to-back with the same team.
back to
the
back
next
same
day.
team with
It was so weird.
less than 24 hours between puck drops. Like one was at 7, and then one was at 6. Oh, I guess maybe 24 hours right on the button if you count the time change. No, they're in the same time change.
Yeah,
they're in the same.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
was
So the
weird.
next time they played, they hosted the Blues now, and they won 4-0. Takeaways from this game
Let's see, let me think.
would have been on Sunday.
Sunday. I'm trying to think of the game. Our fourth line and our third line. Our third line of
Which is-
Lowry, Tanev, and Kopp is just... They're dominant. Even though they don't score a lot, they're dominant.
They're doing good.
They're doing real good.
You like that. He has a big smile on his face
Dude.
as he says this. Well, it's been a while. Well, I mean, think of the line. Like, if Dan were here, he'd say, like, remember back in the day when the Jets' fourth line or third line?
Third line was the GST line. Is that what we're
Tanner
going?
Glass, Jim Slater, Chris Thorburn.
That was your third line.
That should be like a third line in the AHL. Not at that time, of course.
No.
Like, they were
They were-
NHL players.
Well,
but
and Glass was...
they had to
tremendous
make
back
do with
then.
the roster that they had when they got Atlanta.
Well, yeah, like, look at your second line was Wellwood, Antropov, and Kane. Not that Kane's a bad player, because Kane is...
He's up and down. It's odd.
He's kind of like a pro where he'd be fitted more in a third or fourth line role, but he's just too talented to be there.
Did you see what I just read this in the hockey news yesterday? Guy, he played I think it was his 500th game played. Was it 500? Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't
He
see that.
played a big amount of games in his career. Jack Eichel, Zach Bogosian, and Sam Reinhart. They all chipped in and bought him like a super fancy bottle of alcohol, but I forget, it was Louis something. And they and it's like a $5,000 or $3,000, sorry, because they all chipped in $1,000.
Oh, jeez.
$3,000 to give him. And like apparently he was like, you really said it was a nice gesture. And then I'm like, well, maybe, because people in Winnipeg, myself included, have a really bad taste in their mouth from the Evander Kane fiasco that happened near the end of his time here. Like, there's always rumblings where...
See, that's the thing, though. Another thing with that is everyone complains about Kane wanting out, but Bogo also requested a trade. And that's
did
why
he
was
really?
part of that deal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not a lot of people talk about that aspect of it.
I thought Bogo, like when I first heard Bogo was in the trade, I thought, well, thanks, Kane, for trading Bogo. But
requested a
Bogo
trade
probably
as well.
wanted out because his family's from New York, so maybe it was just a perfect situation.
I
where
think that was a perfect
he had
situation.
heard, like his agent had heard that Winnipeg was making a move with Buffalo, and then they might have had a piece like Kane for Myers or something like that, and then they were like, hey, what would you give us if we added Bogosian into this? And then that's maybe where they got extra. Maybe that's just me
Maybe that's where
talking
you get
out of
that.
my ass here, but
Maybe it was because Kane was the better player in that trade at the time. I think Myers is a fantastic defenseman. But so I think the deal was probably Myers in a first. Would have been probably around that deal.
for Evander Kane.
For Evander Kane. And then you look, and we have too many right D, so it's like, okay, well, we can't have this many right D. What would you give us for Bogosian?
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, well, how about Armia, Lemieux, and
Just that would be it, Armia
Yeah.
and Lemieux,
Yeah.
which is fine.
And then I guess they wanted a backup goalie, so they got Kasdorf
Yeah.
for the deal too.
But it's nice to see what I was trying to bring it around to was it was nice to see Evander Kane, like it seemed like he was really happy. He's not necessarily like. It seemed like he's happy with his teammates and the situation he's currently in. Like that's on
Even
ice. I
though
don't
it's
know
going to end anyways, because they're going to trade him at the day.
Yeah,
of the
apparently. So I mean that'll be interesting to see. But it sucks because Evander Kane was like for a little bit for the first couple years was like the heartbeat of the city almost. Like they lived and died. I was one of them. We all lived and died by like how Evander Kane played. But then we got kind of tired of the same old like skate over the blue line, hammer it in. Or just dump and chase, beat the guy to the puck, and they get rubbed out on the boards. That's what I remember from Evander.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. He's more of a grinding type guy. He just has a hell of a shot.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I look at him because his hands aren't great. He can't dangle anyone. It's just a chip and chase game with him, which it works for a lot of players. But I didn't like his style of play.
Yeah, and then on top of the people like you and myself, where we didn't really enjoy his style of play that much, his stuff off the ice too was really. Like the situation where it's like, oh, in Winnipeg, we talked about it plenty on this, but basically to sum up, there's a big rumors going around. It's still never been confirmed that this happened. We just have, like, everyone's got a friend of a friend where this happened to them. But where Evander Kane would, like, walk out on his bill or go to, like, managers of, like, food places and say, hey, if you comp my meal, I'll tweet that I'm here and say it's delicious. And it's like, I mean, I could see him saying that, but then again, it's like, what's a meal at a steakhouse or something, or like at a restaurant?
To a guy like him,
who makes like, what does he get? How many pay periods in the NHL? I think there's 13 or 14 pay periods. Like they don't get paid evenly throughout the year. It's like during the season they get paid. I'm sure they do actually get paid throughout.
Well, yeah, but let's also talk about when
they're making thousands upon thousands of dollars. And yeah, when they're on the road, you're getting a per diem. And like that per diem can be any.
There's no way they can spend that per diem. Like there's no way.
And we're saying there's no way because even if you're on like a one nighter, you're still getting per diem per NHLPA rules or per NHL rules, and every meal that your per diem's given to you for is paid for by the team because you have like probably one team meal, you have a meal every flight.
Yeah.
So it's like, and like unless you're really hungry or something, you're coming home and pocketing that money. So. What is it to Evander Kane? So a lot of the stories, like I was full into it when I was younger, when it was happening. Like obviously you're all invested, like, oh, I'm hearing this, or I'm hearing this. But now that it's passed, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, that's kind of... Some of it I could see, like, maybe happening. Because, like, remember that big rumor about Evander Kane when he missed a couple games with, like, an upper body injury? He missed 3 games, I think. And then rumor allegedly came out that it was a concussion because he got punched in the face by Mark Stewart at a local bar.
I didn't.
No?
No.
Man, that was in it then. That was, see, you didn't hear that. And, like, we don't live too far from each other. We're both as invested. Well, you're more invested now, but at the time we were probably both as invested in the Jets.
I don't think I wasn't as invested back then.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's just like,
Probably
it's, I guess, but it's still a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, just getting onto that. But I don't even know how we got onto this. Blues, Preds, look at what happens. Going off board. Oh, yeah, right. So we got a cool bottle of alcohol and he's real jacked about it. And it's going to be interesting to see where Evander Kane goes. To sum up, the Blues 4-0 win, or the Jets 4-0 win over the Blues. What would you say in a sentence?
It was dominance. I think they dominated that game, and there wasn't very many times that the Blues hemmed them in their own zone.
That's always good. That's a show of a team that's going places.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like. Philly, again, hey, newsflash. Philly lost. They only had 6 wins in a row. They have one loss streak right now. They're going for 18 again. We're restarting. Restarting the clock. I'll check back next podcast when 18 would actually land. Because tonight was supposed to be the 18th game. I was really excited. But I did find out that one Philadelphia Flyer, the Ghost Man, Ghost Bear, Sean Gostisbehere. Sean, wow, what kind of fan am I?
He needs to get rid of that terrible visor he has with the tint.
He sees the ice better. It's a RoboCop visor. I think it's actually because he had a concussion last year. So like,
really?
A lot of guys who tend to get concussions for some reason, like the ice is brighter or something. But see, what I don't get with that visor is, like, visually no one's going to be able to see this, but hold your 4 fingers in front of your face, like horizontally. That's how much a visor pretty much covers. You can see below your pinky if you're holding, like, so I don't know what that would do. You know what I mean? I totally get it. I'm not a big fan of those either. Shane Gostisbehere made the new Guinness Book of World Records for longest point streak by an NHL defenseman. Rookie defenseman. I believe it was 21 games.
Wow.
Yep, because it almost ended when they went into overtime with the Toronto Maple Leafs last year.
I actually remember that.
Yeah, I was sitting in the parking lot waiting for my sisters to finish shopping, and I pulled up Game Center on my phone. Unless you're on a good data plan, which I was not, don't turn on Game Center.
Nope.
It's a beast on data. So I pulled it up and I watched overtime, and I remember punching the roof of my sister's car. And the person next to me pulled in as I punched the roof, and I was smiling, and the person looked and giggled and got out of their car. Because I was like, yeah, baby! The Ghost Man! Yeah! I was so excited that his streak continued. He scored the overtime winner to keep the streak going. Anyways, the Jets played last night. They played the Nashville Predators in Nashville, where historically they don't do great there. Normally. They go either 500 or below 500 there.
Yeah, no, Nashville's one of the teams that they don't never really play well against.
The score was 6-4. They won. They did it.
They did.
How did they do it? Because I only watched the last minute of the game. And I texted you. I'll tell you what I texted him after. But how did the game go? How did it start?
It started with the Jets dominating play for about 19 minutes. Controlling most of the play. For 19 minutes. Going up 1-0 on a goal from Adam Lowry. Which is just warms my heart when I see Lowry score.
Is his contract up this year?
Yeah.
What do you give him? 2? 2.5?
I think he's making around 2 right now. I'm guessing
3?
he's going to want around 3.
For a fourth-line center? Third, fourth-line center?
You know what, though? It's...
I say it with condescending tone, but I would pay him $3 million.
Yeah,
so.
but you know what? If he's getting $3 million, you're locking him up for a longer term that way.
Like
Kinda
5?
5, maybe even 6.
Ugh. I don't know if I... See, I have this weird thing with Adam Lowry where I like watching him play and all that, but this is just a personal opinion. Something about him irks me. I don't know what it is.
If you can keep
because I like watching him play.
But if
I
you
don't
keep
know what it is.
if you keep that line together, that third line, I don't mind paying him $3 million and giving the other two or $1 million, because they're not worth a lot of money because they don't put a lot of points.
As a line, you want them to take up 6.5. Yeah. Oh, sorry. They dominate play.
They dominate.
Last night, did they do that?
Yes. Every time they're on the ice.
Who are they playing against last night? Was
say-
Johansson
they started-
playing? Is he injured?
Yeah, he was. No, he's
Oh, okay.
He's just not very... I never noticed
Does he even,
Johansson.
did he score yet?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I think he's got like 4 goals now.
Yeah, no, to jump on your Johansson thing, honestly, even in the playoffs, Ryan Johansson, maybe it's just he's a player who does all the right things that you don't notice.
He's
like a
he's
steady
quietly
Eddie
good, yeah.
Yeah, like a steady Eddie defenseman, where you're like, okay, I know he's good and I respect him, but like, I don't see all the hype. But then again, that would be, I was saying like, of years past for Jets, if the Jets ever made the playoffs like previously, like in the last 3 years, I'll say since last they made the playoffs and they went on a bit of a run, that player, like everyone jumps on a guy and we're like, wow, he's great, or he's pretty good for blank name.
Yeah.
My guy with the Jets was always Mark Stewart, until last year, obviously. But like previous years, it would be Mark Stewart. Now, everyone would just realize, which the NHL is already realizing, that Shakes, a.k.a. Josh Morrissey, is way better than everyone thinks he is. Like, way better. I always thought he was
Jacob
fantastic.
Trouba is lucky that Josh Morrissey's his partner, because he covers up a lot of shit that Trouba fucks up on.
If the Jets go on a run this year in the playoffs, hypothetically, Josh Morrissey is going to be making a lot of money for himself in the future.
You know what? They need to sign him to one of those Pesci or Slavin deals.
Which is what?
I think it's like $4 to $5 million for 7 or 8 years. Jump on that real quick.
Yep.
Even right now, if you want to sign that deal now, do it, because he's only costing you more money the longer he goes without signing.
Yeah, well, that's like the Sean Couturier deal that the Flyers do. Or Flyers are like pretty well known for doing this, signing rookies in the second year of the contract, which now they can't do it. Josh Morrissey, they can go to arbitration. I don't think Josh Morrissey has an agent or a player that tends to be.
I don't think he can go to arbitration.
Oh, he can't?
This is only his first. Like he's just coming off his entry level.
Yeah,
like his first.
Even my dogs agree.
Yeah,
yeah. No,
I don't think you can go to arbitration after 3 years.
Okay, well, then never mind.
I think it's after your second contract, or if you do like a bridge, then you have your arbitration.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can't do a bridge with Josh Morrissey. You know, I'm not bridging Josh Morrissey.
No.
Right now, if I'm signing Josh Morrissey, I'm right on par. Like I'm gonna probably give him 5 for 6. That's what I would do.
If you can, let's try and get that Slavin or Pesci deal because
Wait, how much do they make again?
I think they're around 4.5. Actually, I can look it up.
Yeah, there you go. We have the power of the
Yeah,
internet.
I was looking at Johansson. He's got 21 points in 30 games. And you just never hear about him.
Yeah.
Never hear
I
about
didn't
him.
even, like, I watched highlights yesterday.
And you never
And I didn't even notice him. Watch him score a goal and you're like, idiot, you saw him. That's
No, I
just
don't
me and
think
my
he
own
did,
head. No?
No.
All right, let's see what they got here. Once you get there, it's all good. But apart from that, this final score was 6-4. It seemed like I saw that the Preds scored 2 goals right at the end of the second, and then the Jets came back, got the lead again, and then the Preds tied the game at the start of the third, like 30 seconds in, and then it was a tie game because I watched the third, back and forth all period, but it still seemed like the Jets had more of the possession and like more of the control of the game to me.
It did to me too, yeah.
And then Brandon Tanev, of all the people, catches Pecorine cheating, 5-hole, in. I think 5-hole. Goal.
Yeah, whatever.
Goal.
It was a bad goal.
Bad goal, minute and a half left, and then the 6th goal was Blake Wheeler, empty net goal, which I was reading an article, and I told you this about it already, my goodness, where Hockey News just interviewed him and asked him a few questions, and they asked him, hey Blake, what's your favorite type of goal? And he said, empty netter goals. And they're like, why? Like, who wants to score an empty netter? And he's like, oh, because my son's confused at the concept of an empty net goal. Because he's like, he asked me, where's the goalie? But I haven't explained to him why the goalie's gone. So he's very confused when he sees me get highlights with goals scored on an empty net. So that's why I go home and my son's like, there was no goalie again. He's like, I know. That's awesome. Heel Blake Wheeler continues to be the best. He's really turning me around again.
So Pesci is
Go ahead.
making 4.25 for I think 7 years, and Slavin is 5.3 for I think 8.
So if you could get him in between any of those,
Get him right in there. I'm real happy.
that'd be like the Duncan Keith deal that he's still currently on. That, or is he? Yeah, he is, right?
No, he's on it till like he's 40.
He signed like a 10-year deal for like what, 4.5
12 or something.
No,
It was
but
even
like
longer. Like
it
it's
was like
crazy.
12-year deal for like 4.5.
It's a little bit more than 4.5. I'm pretty sure. I think it's
But
5.
Duncan Keith should be making at least 6. At the time, he would have been
5.5 is what he's making.
5.5 for how long is that contract? I don't even know when he signed it, so it doesn't matter.
It ends 2023, 24. So at the end.
That was at least a 10-year contract when he signed that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I like those contracts. Flyers never give those contracts. They either super low ball
Well,
them
you
or
can't-
way high ball them. Way high ball 'em.
Donald.
Oh. Let's go out and sign the Islanders' top pair for a combined $11 million. The Islanders in that time did not make the playoffs, but it'll be great. It'll be great. They probably did. To sum up, 6-4 win in a sentence. What are you saying about the win over the Preds?
In one sentence,
One sentence.
fuck the Predators.
Wow. You know,
We're coming
right.
for number one. We're coming
No, I was
for
going to
number
ask you
one.
about that. Okay, the Jets have come for number 1. You were saying that there's a certain player on that team that Dan would be very proud of you for joining him. PK Subban.
Fuck PK Subban.
Why? What's the gripe with
Just
PK?
a
What's the gripe?
bad person.
Oh, nice chosen words. Watch your words here. Why is he a bad person?
Cause like it was on the power play. They were coming out. They cleared the puck, and Subban's just sitting there, cross-checking line. He gives him about 3 to 4 good cross-checks in the back.
Okay.
Ref doesn't call a penalty, and you know what?
Why wouldn't the ref call a penalty?
Because they're already shorthanded.
Okay.
So you're not going to put a guy down, 2 guys, just for giving someone a couple cross checks.
Giving him the business.
Down there, and he was just giving him the business.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. He's good at playing dirty and not in certain times to not get.
He knows when to
penalty.
get away with
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And the thing is, he'll never fight. Like Wheeler went after him and was gonna fight him, but Subban doesn't fight.
No,
Why
he doesn't
would he?
need to.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't fight if I was Subban. But
No.
if you're gonna be a dick like that, step up.
And that's all you want. You want
That's
him
all
to
I
step
want.
up.
Step up.
Okay.
Hate him.
Okay, so now you're on the train of you don't like him either.
I don't like him. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, you next fan club. You and Dan can. I'll bring up PK. And Dan will be like, "Oh, PK, Subban, tell you what, bud. Actually, apparently Dan's also Don Cherry. No, he's not. All right. Anything else on the... Oh, the Manitoba Moose, by the way. They beat the Toronto Marlies. Twice. Both times. Twice. Now the Moose are, I believe they're in first in all of the AHL.
Yes, they are. Percentage-wise, because that's how they do it.
Now, hypothetically, how sweet would it be? Alternating here. Moose, Marlies, Calder Cup final. Toronto, Winnipeg. Because then what would happen would be they'd have to do it so that whenever the Jets are playing in Toronto, Marley... Oh, no, they play in different rinks. They can still do it. AHL and NHL. If this happens, you better not screw us. I want to watch all of these games where, like, that'd be so sweet where it'd just be opposite homes. Like, keep switching.
That'd be really
But don't do it on the same night. Please don't do it on the same night. I want to watch them. I'm going to watch the NHL over the AHL, but I want to watch both so bad. Oh, the AHL Game Pass, how much is it?
I don't know.
How much would you pay for, like, NHL Game Center for the pass in a year on your TV? I think it's like $270 on your computer. It's like $150 or something like that. How much would you pay AHL that's only on the computer? And some teams don't even have broadcast. Well, some teams have horrendous broadcasts that are like terrible quality.
How much would I pay?
How much you think? Not how much would you pay? How much do you think they charge?
I don't know. 150?
You'd be close in 350.
What?
They charge more for their Game Pass than NHL does. The reason being is because it's accessibility, right? Like NHL, every team has every game broadcast.
Yeah.
Because now, if Dan were here, he'd be like, "Well, I watched the Jumbotron feed." Well, they still made it happen. AHL, because some teams don't have that, you have to pay more because they have to pay people to actually broadcast it and have like a broadcast. Isn't that madness?
That's crazy.
Because I looked into it, I'm like, I wonder, like, the Moose aren't bad. I wonder how much it is. And then they have these weird, like, 3-game passes, like, where you can buy 3 games to watch them for, like, $25. You can go to 2 Moose games for $25 and have, like, decent seats. Like, the most expensive seats at a Moose game are $30.
Yeah.
That's, like, behind the player's bench, row 1, if you want.
We should go watch a Moose game.
I want to go watch a Moose. We should go watch a Marlies, and we should also go to, like, the AHL. What's great about the AHL is they do so many promotions. Not that NHL doesn't, but AHL does them like a lot because they know their demographics, like families who can afford it, and like affordable tickets. But also to keep people entertained. Like sometimes a hockey isn't that great. They have so many giveaways. Like it's like, oh, Lay's barbecue chip night. And you walk in, you get a whole bag. Yeah. You don't actually get like a whole bag, but you get the little bag.
Little bag, yeah.
But yeah, that's my PSA announcement. 1, AHL, you should maybe fix your accessibility so your prices go down. 2, go watch AHL hockey. It's not bad. Go live. Don't stay at home. Go live. It's pretty sweet. Although they don't adjust prices from Jets to Moose games either. So you can pay more on a Jet Dog than you can on your entire ticket to go see the Moose. Which is a fully loaded Jet Dog combo is $31.50. I do it once a year. I regret it every year. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I forget what it made me feel like last time.
Money for a hot dog.
Well, because you're getting a foot-long hot dog with garlic butter or buttered grilled bun with your foot-long dog, and then you got onions, you get your bacon, you get your chili, you get your nacho cheese, you get pierogies, and then I put relish and mustard on it too.
My God.
It's really hard to eat.
No shit.
I get them cut into a third because I can't eat all of it. But last time I dropped the ball and I didn't get it cut into a third, and I spilled all over myself. And there were so many onions at my feet for the rest of the game. That was actually the Philly game, so I saw you that day because you were at the game. And when I probably walked away and I probably had like half an onion worth of cloves on my shoe when I was walking away. So the smell was me. Let's hop into the mailbag. You sent me something the other day in regards to the New York Islanders, and I will read it. Belmont Park in New York, which is actually in Brooklyn, will be the home of a new arena for the New York Islanders, according to a report by Jim Bumbach of Newsday. The team's bid has been selected as a winner to develop the land located just outside of New York City. So finally, the Islanders will get their own arena that has a centered scoreboard. That'll be nice. And maybe ice that isn't kept together by PVC piping. I don't blame the arena because, again, it was built
for basketball.
For basketball.
Yeah.
And have you ever been to a basketball game like an NBA one?
No. You know how short I am?
No, but like just watching. Okay, that's fair.
Everyone's
short there, so it's fine. Because the people on the court are monsters. the court is significantly smaller, obviously, than an NHL rink. And so when it was built for that, you know how it is. It's just so much tinier. Like imagine, going to the MTS Center, going to a hockey game. It's basically from from the top of the top of the circles to the top of the circles.
Yeah.
So it's like you add that, and then like of course the board's going to be off center. Anyways, jacked up that the Islanders are going to get their own arena in how long to take to build an arena? 5 years, you think?
5-6 years, roughly.
Now the next question leads to...
Well, does that make Tavares want to stay?
There you go. You being Tavares...
Do you think Tavares cares that much?
He's been the team forever.
Well, no. Like, cares that they're getting an arena in 5 or 6 years? Like, that would suck. You're still waiting.
He's in his prime right now, so...
Yeah. Well, you're waiting 8 years. Like, if you sign an 8-year deal with them, with the Islanders... Yep. Well, you're going to play 3 years, you're going to have that new shiny building?
That's a good point. I never thought about it that way.
Like, and if that's what he's basing his whole decision on, maybe he leaves, but, like, they're a good team right now, and he is the reason they're a good team right now. Like,
and
a large reason.
He holds every chip in that discussion.
Oh,
every chip. You know what he's going to do? He's going to say, call Buffalo. Call Matt Molson. Call Kyle Oposo. And soon to be Josh Bailey. Call all of them. Ask them how they're enjoying their lives. And then ask them how their paychecks affect their lives. You're welcome. And he's going to slide a piece of paper across the table with the number that he wants on it. And that number starts with 10, probably 11, if I'm Jonathan Tavares.
Oh, I'm at least asking.
You start at 10 if you're Tavares. There's no way...
No, you're starting higher if you're Tavares.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like... Okay, no, the other way. If you're the GM, if you hand Tavares a piece of paper that has no double digits, like not a double digit, I walk away.
John Tavares just slaps him and goes, really?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would do. Like, there's no way he's getting less than 10. I could see him getting... Because, like, that McDavid deal, you're buying up years of his his unrestricted free agency, right?
Correct.
But... Tavares has already been on a sweetheart deal for how many years now? Because I think he's making like 5.5 right now.
He signed that 2 years into his contract, and people were like, "Why would he sign it now? He could make more next year." And it's like he's got a you owe me contract for them.
Yeah, essentially.
Like basically, he got the contract that like PK Subban for the bridge years gave the Canadians, and then he's like, "All right, well, I gave you 2 years. This is my contract now."
Yeah.
And Jonathan Tavares has been on that contract for, 6 years? 7 years?
6 years. Like, it's crazy how long you signed for. That's exactly what Stamkos did too, though, right? Because Stamkos was last year. So they would have had, like, a similar to contracts.
What does Stamkos make?
Stamkos?
Actually, you know what? Tavares is a good dude. He might take a bit less to understand that maybe you guys stop being idiots and trading away or letting my wingers walk away and sign them.
Well, yeah, but every time he gets a new winger, they become superstars. So what
because of him.
Well, exactly, but...
Oh, that's what you're getting at. Oh,
like,
you're getting at, like, why doesn't he keep the money?
Because, like, look at what Matt Molson's been terrible since he's left. Okposo's been nothing special since he's left.
Yeah.
They're not really good players, and they're not worth the money that they got.
No, not even close.
So let them walk.
Yep.
Bring in good young guys for him to play with. Hey, put him up with Barzell for a game. I want to see that magic happen.
Oh, my God. Matt Barzell's incredible. He's so good. And what hurts me is that Matt Barzell, as I've said plenty of times before, he's going to be on the Islanders and be just my arch nemesis for years to come. And it's like, right now, again, I'm a little upset with Nolan Patrick, but he's coming around. I get there's an adjustment period and he was injured last year and all this, but it hurts.
Even with the concussion at the beginning of the year.
And he's dealt with everything, basically.
Yeah.
And like
he's a journeyman in the NHL already. Not
as a rookie.
As a rookie. Yeah. Just going through all those injuries. He's already been through everything already.
You can quote me. I'm pretty sure it's on this podcast somewhere. I'm like, no, he won't be injured or anything. And it's like, maybe this is why the Devils went with Hischier, where Hischier, they were like, I don't know. He put up numbers on a league that a lot of people put up big numbers, but Nico Hischier's doing great.
Oh. I like him a lot.
I like him a lot. He makes watching the Devils enjoyable.
You know what? They're not a bad team. Like,
no, they're not.
They got a lot of speed. They got a lot of young guys.
They're the new Jurassic World.
The new Jurassic World.
They're not Jurassic Park anymore. They're the new one. Where they have a hybrid animal and we don't know how to take them down
So
yet.
does that make Taylor Hall Chris Pratt?
Killer Ho could be Chris Pratt, yeah.
I think it'd be Chris Pratt.
And then is Sammy Vatanen who? Who would Sammy Vatanen be?
I don't know anyone else in those movies.
No?
Literally, Chris Pratt.
Dan's the guy. Dan loves Jurassic Park, Jurassic, all of them. Dan knows
Oh, yeah?
everything about them. Yeah, he'd be the guy to have here. I don't know about Greg. Greg just likes Star Wars and he hates Jar Jar Binks, so.
I don't know that.
He doesn't know anything. Like Jar Jar Binks, again, we've yelled about this on the podcast a bunch of times. Jar Jar Binks is a reason I'm a Star Wars fan. Now, Greg would be like, that's great. I'm glad he got you into a great franchise, but he's the worst character of all time. He pulls a Kanye West. That's great, but I'm going to let you finish. But
I've never understood the Star Wars fandom. Like, they're good movies, but there's, like, so much craziness involved around that.
you have
franchise.
to, you're in or you're out. Like, I'm more of, basically, I think I'm in the same place as you, where it's like, I'll go watch the movies and, like, kind of grasp the concept, but when the movie ends, I don't really think about it anymore.
I don't know.
And like Greg and like crazy fanboys, man, they know too much about it. Where they're like,
Oh, hold on, but in Star Wars Episode 5, or in Hoth, when he comes out of that Ewok thing, or whatever that is.
Greg's going nuts right now.
You're stereotyping right now that they're all nerds, and it's not really good. I don't like how you're stereotyping.
Oh, I'm not allowed to? Well, that's fine. I'm going to continue
Keep
doing.
When Han Solo comes out of that animal thing, you see the device behind him.
Jesus.
It's just like, it's ridiculous. It's a
you
movie.
just know
Just watch it.
everything,
Yeah.
yeah.
But my favorite part, because I remember Dan and I share the same thought of this, is where we were watching, or we didn't watch it together, but Star Wars, episode 1, 2, 3, literally 1, 2, 3, with like CGI and the new ones, a lot of people hate. If you watch them in order, of not machete order, like 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, any of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
4, 5, 6 is terrible.
you'd be very confused, because you might as well put my sock on my hand and make like, oh, me so confused, or Mr. Yoda. Apparently Yoda's also Jar Jar Binks. He's like,
Oh, use the Force you must. Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with Yoda. What I was going to say about my all-time favorite thing about Star Wars that drives Greg nuts is I hate the scene in one of the movies. They're stuck in a garbage chute for garbage compactor.
That's number 4. That's
Number
the first
4?
one, yeah.
For 45 minutes! It's not 45, it's like 10. It drives me crazy. Anyways,
We've really got off topic.
we really laid off topic. Did you know Henrik Sedin now has 800 assists in the NHL?
Good for him.
Yeah. And Marian Gaborik has played 1,000 games. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Unless I'm
He always
reading-
seemed injured. I didn't think he'd ever get that.
Actually, hold on, I might be wrong. No, it is 1,000 games played.
Good for him.
Good for you, Marian Gaborik. I was going to say
I'll
that.
give you credit for that.
Oh, that's what we missed. Matt Bolesky. Another terrible contract. Clears waivers. He's got 2 more years left at $3.8 million cap hit, but the Bruins get 1.025 of relief on the cap. No one's picked him up. I thought maybe the Habs because they were sniffing him, but like sniffing him like back in the
You know
day.
what? Anyone that is taking that contract wants them to eat a bit of it, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course, that's going to be part of the deal.
Yeah, it has to be.
But that's why they clear waivers there. So it was hoping someone picks him up. But all the GMs are too smart nowadays to be like, you can just clear waivers, or we're going to trade for you. How about that? Apparently on lots of voices today on the podcast.
Yeah, this is-
I have no idea why. No idea why. All right. Anything else in the NHL that we missed?
Not that I
Someone's
know.
yelling. Someone's yelling off in the distance. You missed it. Oh no.
I don't know.
Yes, I do know.
Oh, the trade that happened yesterday. Pittsburgh. See, I got it. See?
Two things that happened. Yep, go. So Pittsburgh starts the day off. They trade. Hold on, I don't even know if I.
Archibald to Arizona for a Leighton and a 4th, I think it
A
was.
conditional 4th round pick.
Which they then... Sorry.
That's all good. Get some water. Get some liquid in you.
Which they then flipped to Dallas for Jamie Alexiak. That 4th rounder.
Okay, so what does this mean?
That means they're going after a big fish.
A big fish?
They're going after a big fish.
The
Jimmy
Pens.
Rutherford jumped in his boat, and he's just throwing that line out. And he's just waiting for the big fish to come on and just latch on to that hook. I don't know. What are they going to do?
What would you do right now if you're the Pens? Like, are they going for a D or forward? What?
Well, they're going for a forward for sure. They need center depth, right?
Okay.
Because that's what they've been clamoring for all year. They tried it with Riley Sheahan. Not exactly a third line center that puts up points. So I think they'll drop him down to the fourth line, where he probably should be, and go after a third line center to balance out their scoring.
Who is the third line center available?
See, that's the thing. I don't know who's giving up a third line center right now.
Can Adam Larry wear 17 for the Pittsburgh Penguins?
I think
Brian Rust, I'm just bugging you. Obviously.
Oh, I know. I wasn't even worried.
Don't ever. Okay, if you're a team and you see Jim Rutherford or like Pittsburgh Penguins come up on your phone, don't answer.
Don't answer. They
answer.
Fleece people.
They're gonna
all
make
the
it
time.
seem like it's a fun time. Not a fun time. Not the opposite of fun.
All the time. They
No
do that
fun.
all the time. I don't know how they do it. They're always fleecing people.
I actually found a few more things I want. Okay, so basically they're looking for a third line center.
They're looking for a third line center, and I don't know
And who are they willing to trade? Ole Mata?
I don't know if they're willing to trade Mata, but that's who I would trade because I don't think Mata's as good as everyone gives him credit for.
But he seems to have this hype around him too, so that's where you could try and fleece people or
Well,
get away with
exactly.
more than what.
Because like you see it in the playoffs every year, well, at least the last 2 years when they've won 2 back-to-back Stanley Cups. Where he's not a bad defenseman, but he's just so slow and makes up terrible mistakes. And he can't make up for him because he's just too slow. I don't know. I just don't like his game because he's too slow. That's just me.
He looked great in the World Juniors and in Junior. But it's odd that he's lost a step in the NHL. But it's not odd, too, because he's had how many injuries?
Lots of injuries.
Didn't he have, like, a tumor or something?
Yeah, that was in his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to deal with that, too. Maybe he's just having a rough couple years. And then maybe Jim Rutherford can swing it to be like, hey, he's going to come around.
If they're in Finland, they have to serve in the army for X amount of years.
2 years, I think?
So they have to go and do that during their off season. So I don't think you don't really get as much training done as you probably
Did
should.
Joel Armia finish his training already? Is that why he was, like, seems abundantly better this year?
Maybe that's why Liney hasn't progressed as much as we thought he would over the last year.
They don't give free passes to people?
No.
Come on.
No, I don't think they get free passes.
Timu, make that call. Come on, buddy.
Come on, Timu, we need him.
Would you be willing to just lose 2 years with a Patrick Laine?
No.
Why? He'll come back really good. I promise. Signed the rest of the NHL. Like, really good, I promise.
Ooh,
Go.
this is one I was thinking of.
Okay.
Ottawa.
For Derek Brassard.
Derek Brassard.
He's not a third line center.
Yeah, but he is with the Pens.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So the thing is, then you have to dump one of Mata or Dumoulin or
Oh,
someone's
no.
contract just to make that one work.
You know what I just realized who else is on Ottawa? Not doing too great right now. The Penguins are going to get Matt Duchene. They're doing it. They're doing it.
They've been working so hard to get Duchene.
They were trying. They were in on that like 4. They're like, let's make it a 4-team trade. We want Duchene. Get away, Jimmy. Get. This is our lunch table, not yours. And then they shoot. Get. They got a spray bottle.
Mean girled them like, you can't sit with us.
Yeah. We were pink on Wednesday. They did that, and then Jim just goes and sits in the corner. He's like, I'll show them what I'm worth. You'll see. You'll see. Jim, what are you talking about? Why is he yelling? He's so weird.
Another voice for the podcast. This is going to be like the voice of Cam.
Yes, it's Voices. The podcast will be named Voices.
Call it This Is the Voice, and then we'll get more hits.
Yeah, there you go. This is the voice, yeah. So when Jim's like, oh, you'll see. It was me, Austin, the whole time. I have to. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, right, wrestling.
What's a podcast?
What's a podcast? Are you having fun on that computer? What's the computer? I hate that commercial. I hate it so much. I'm not going to say mean words about anyone involved in that, but I hate it. I'm going to tweet it out so you can hate it too. Because I hate it so much.
What's a computer?
I'm not even going to give you the breakdown of the...
Fuck yourself, you little bitch.
Yeah, wow. Easy. She's a child. You can't swear at kids. You get in trouble.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Fuck her. I hate her.
I share the same sentiment as Matt, I'm not going to lie. But I will not say it about children. Child, I hope you learn life lessons one day. That's it. Leave it vague. Let him fill in. Anyways, so Jimmy's sitting in the corner. Jimmy Rutherford, not Benning. Benning's not having a great time right now. We're going to get to him next, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But anyways, Jim's just like,
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get all of them. You'll see.
give it by the end of the year, Matt Duchene, rumors going to Penguins is going to happen. I'm not making a bet, though. I'm scared of treats of bets right now. I have too many bets that I'm going to get toasted on this year.
I'm still waiting for the James Neal to Pittsburgh trade to happen. I'm just sure of it.
But it's not going to be Olimata. They already have D in Vegas.
Well, I don't know what it is then. Maybe it's just a first rounder. I don't know what it is, but I still feel like James Neal's going to be back in Pittsburgh.
They're not going to sign him again and just keep him as a leader in Vegas?
I don't know.
I mean, but everyone's... Fun fact about Vegas, actually, I have it pulled up right here. What is it? If I had fun facts, hold on, sorry. Let me find it. 12 of the players on Vegas's roster are on pace for career highs. 12 of them.
Every single one.
That's not like one or two. That's 12. That's a stupid amount of people to be on career highs. Like an incredibly stupid amount of people to be on career highs. It's awful.
So is this just an anomaly? Like next year, they can't.
They're going to regress. You think?
They have to, right?
I don't know. I mean, usually by Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, which was almost a month ago now, people say, "Oh, that's where people are." Vegas hasn't stopped.
Yeah, I know, but you see,
but they also have the Vegas flu, where teams go there and they always have the NHL made their schedule. You know, when we talk about the favorable, average, less desirable contracts, like in thirds. Yeah. Vegas got super favorable home ice.
Yeah.
Where almost everyone is on a road trip and they're like, "Oh, you have 3 days between Anaheim and Vegas. We'll make a decision." And they're like, "Oh, let's just go to Vegas for 3 days." And the owner's like, "No, maybe we shouldn't do that. I wouldn't really. Oh, you're doing it anyways? Okay, cool. I don't know. I don't like this." And all Vegas fans are like, "Hey, welcome to Vegas. We don't sleep, but it's fun here." Apparently all Vegas people are also hicks. The voices of Cam. But yeah, anyway, so Vegas, James Neal. You think he gets traded there?
I don't know. Something gut feeling, I guess.
Very guttural.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what was I going to say about Vancouver? I had a picture pulled up for Vancouver. That's why I'm like, yeah, why are we going silent? Oh, yeah, I had a picture for Vancouver. Of course I lost it. That's fantastic.
You're talking about all their injuries?
Yeah.
Is that what we're getting
I think I had a picture and everything about all their injuries, and now it's gone. Gone forever. Lost together, lost forever.
For one game, I think it was, their whole top line was gone.
Their whole top line?
Their whole top line was gone. In a matter of 3 games, I think. Barchi and Horvat got hurt, I think, in the same game. Where I think Horvat's got a fractured foot or ankle or something, I don't know. Barchi broke his jaw because he got hit in the face with a puck.
I got it.
There you go.
Brock Besser, foot, return to be determined. He returned. He's got, what does he have, a contusion in his foot?
I think so.
Okay. Sven Barchi, injury, broken jaw, 4 to 6 weeks. Bo Horvat, ankle, 6 weeks. Brandon Sutter, lower body, 2 to 4 weeks.
I didn't even know about Sutter.
Brandon Tanev. Nope, Brandon?
No, Chris.
Chris Tanev. Groin, 2 to 3 weeks. Eric Goodbranson, upper body, week to week. Derek Dorsett, neck, retired. I don't know why Dorsett's on there. He's literally on the list at the bottom.
Well, because he was
that is your, as you said, that is your top center, left, right, second line center, and your top 2D.
I think third line center.
Fine, third line center and your top 2D.
Yeah.
Your entire top line is injured.
And Derek Dorsett. Don't forget about Derek.
Well, yeah. And
he was having a career year.
He actually was. That's the shame of this. It sucks. I don't know what's... if I was Jim Benning, I would pull my hair out. I don't even know. At least they got the cocktail weenies, is what he told me.
Well, you know what? They have Besser, though. You know what? You just sit there. You can have a bad year.
You enjoy the shining spot.
Exactly. Just enjoy the fact that you have Brock Besser.
But do they have anyone else down the pipeline? Thatcher Demko, goalie-wise. Because they're goalies. Finish it off. Their goalies are doing... trash. Okay, they're not doing great. Their goalies aren't doing great, is what
they were doing really well at the beginning of the season. They were both at a 2.1 goals against average and a .930 save percentage for a while. And lately, ever since... Well, everyone's hurt though, right?
Everyone is hurt.
Like, everyone's hurt. It's bad.
It's like, I don't think I've seen a team this wounded. Everyone at once in a while. Like, usually a guy comes back, then the other guy gets injured. It's like everyone went down in a span of like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks roughly now. That's unbelievable. Oh, the NHL roster freeze is officially in effect, so no one can be sent down to junior.
Fuck you, Colorado.
Thanks! We didn't want Tyson Yost on Team Canada.
Or
not
Girard. Girard would have helped
Samuel
you.
Girard, not that Team Canada isn't stacked. Speaking of which, let's go into World Juniors. This is Team Canada. They officially announced their team. I'll rattle off the names, and we'll talk about real quick. Goalies, Carter Hart, Colton Point,
Didn't see that coming.
Cale Clegg, Dante Fabro, Victor Mete, Connor Timmins, Jake Bean, Cale Makar, Cal Foote, Josh Mahura. I'll name ADY afterwards. Dylan Dubé, Sam Steele, Taylor Radish, Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, Boris Kachuk, Alex Fermenton, Michael McLeod, Tyler Steenberg, and Drake Batherson, Brett Howden, Jonah Gadjovic, Maxime Comtois. Now the two surprises, obviously, come from, first off, Colton Point, goalie from the NCAA. I forget even what team he plays for. Amherst, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. Colton Point, based off of, he wasn't even invited to the summer showcase.
He's played his way onto the team by playing so well.
So well in the NCAA.
And you know
Which
what?
is
It
a rarity.
doesn't even matter, though. Because it's Carter Hart's net to lose.
It is. And we texted about this last night. Carter Hart, if you ever watch him, you'll see him. If you watch World Juniors, they'll interview him. He's a robot. Like, I joke around about Mark Scheifele not having a personality. There's glimmers of hope in Mark Scheifele. Carter Hart is a robot sent from outer space to save the goalie graveyard that is a Philadelphia Flyers organization. Like, his eyes just go, like, either staring at the camera or, like, at the person. He's like, oh, yeah, we had a really nice game. The team played great. And it's like just, you hear this every time. It's so standard, boring answers. But with him, you get a tingle down your spine because you're scared. Because he's
no
artificial intelligence. He's not real. And the numbers he's putting up is backing it up. There's no way he's real. 1.36 goals against average in 16 games played, 5 shutouts. Get the hell out of here. I don't believe it. But yeah, it is Carter Hart's net to lose. And unfortunately, Michael DiPietro, who everyone thought it was his team, it was his like chance to be a great backup and come back next year and like be the starter. You were correct, by the way. He does have a late birthday. He could have returned.
Nice.
Now he can't. He'll return on the team probably next year, but like he won the Memorial. He won the Memorial Cup with the Windsor Spitfires. Like he's a Memorial Cup championship goalie.
If I guess they're just going for it this year because I don't think they have any returning D for next year now.
I don't. Cal Foote would be one of them.
Yeah.
He's got a late birthday.
Maybe Mahura.
And Mahura, potentially.
But they're just going for it this year. Like, this is...
But
they're going for broke.
What drives me nuts about this team, and like many people have talked about it with the World Juniors, and Canada especially, Canada tends to draft like the Vegas Golden Knights did, where they draft per position. They're like, oh, this guy's going to play fourth line. When in a tournament where you have to gel quick, this team, from the time that in camp gets open, a month later, done. Tournament is over.
Yeah.
You need to gel quick, and in a tournament base, even if you play the max amount of games possible, you play 7 games. 7 games. I go skill every time. And they cut out of the top 13 picks, like for the NHL, 4 of them from Team Canada. Like they cut. So it was Cody Glass, Vegas Golden Knights. It was who's the other guy? Cody Glass.
Talking about Suzuki.
Nick Suzuki. There's 2 more I'm drawing blank on, of course.
I have no idea.
Nick Suzuki. Damn it, this is going to drive me crazy. Either way, 4 top 15 draft picks got cut from Team Canada. Oh, Owen Tippett and Middleton? No, that's Casey Middlestat, Team USA, but Middle something. Man, drive me crazy. Doesn't matter. You got 4 of the top 15 picks from last year, from your team.
Yeah, but that's, you know what, they're going with an older group. They're going with maturity and...
But I understand they're going with maturity and older group, like, for composure and all that, because this is a heavy tournament, and it's in Buffalo, which means it's in Canada. People are going to drive across the bridge.
Maybe those guys don't like cold weather, and they don't want to play outside.
That's fair. There's an outdoor game December 29th. Be there, please.
Even though
If we don't do a
Cody Glass,
podcast,
I think, is Manitoban, so I don't think
Yeah,
that
I don't know when we're doing the podcast next week, but if we don't do it by the 29th, please watch the game. It's outside. It's going to be on NHL Network. They're showing almost every Canada U.S. game, if not all of them. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Yeah. But with a team like this, driving me crazy for Team Canada. You like the team. Like, I love the team, don't get me wrong, and I always come around to it.
Their top line is going to be just spectacular.
But after the top line, what if? I hate what ifs. It's stupid. Ifs, ands, or buts, candy and nuts. But why not take the most skill? Because skill, in a situation, maybe in a situation,
you also need guys that can kill penalties. That's what people don't look at when they I'll use the Jets as an example. When you're talking about it, guys that are the free Patan guys. Okay, well, if you're not playing, say, a Brandon Tanev or a Matt Hendricks, who's killing penalties? Who's doing?
Oh, and that's
who's grinding
why
in the corner. I get you want a better player out there because you know what, Patan's more skilled, but he's not good defensively. He can't kill penalties because he's not good defensively. You need guys that can play defense.
And he's not very big either. Where
Exactly.
He can't necessarily he might be able to foot race you there, but
even then, he's not that fast of a guy.
not that fast. And
he's actually probably faster going sideways than he is skating in a straight line.
Yeah. So in building a tournament like this, you go for position based off of, because the situation you're in. Say you're down by 1, against Russia. You're up by 1 on a penalty, 5-on-3. You need a guy who plays that position.
Exactly.
You need a guy who knows who's been there.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
Michael Rasmussen, by the way, is the guy they cut. I knew it. I got it. Did not start with an M, his last name, but his first name did. There's the other one. So you're okay with this team, because this top line of... Hold on, I actually have the lines here. Dylan Dubé, Sam Steele, Jordan Kyrou.
I've already told you, they remind me of that Sam Reinhart, Max Domi, Anthony Duclair line. They're fast. They're skilled.
The centerman can play both sides of the puck.
Exactly. They remind me so much of that line. And that line was tremendous for us that year they won.
Yeah, and the reason I named 8D and Josh Mahura is that Dante Fabro, apparently earlier in the year at Boston College...
Right before he left, he blocked a shot.
He blocked a shot and apparently had an injury. Now, because he was a returnee, you don't necessarily have to... you do always have to earn your way on the team, but you really just have to show him, hey, do you still got it? He did. They didn't play him in any games. He blocked a shot against Denmark in a preseason game in the third period.
I'm not even sure if he did block a shot. Did
he? Yeah, apparently, according to Mark Masters, the candidates, Mark H. Masters on Twitter, incredible follow for junior hockey and for World Juniors.
Unless you don't like the Leafs, because he tweets about the Leafs a lot. So.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So I'll read. He said, Fabro limped to the dressing room midway through the third period of Friday's game versus Denmark. Coach Ducharme suggested it was precautionary. Dante met with media afterwards and said he was feeling fine. Dante has since missed the first 2 games of the camp with a lower body injury.
And he's in a boot.
He's in a boot. He's still in a boot as of last night in the team, not team pictures, but team bonding stuff. He's still wearing a boot. So Josh Mahura of the Regina Pats and drafted by the Anaheim Ducks was brought up as one of his replacements.
A precautionary if he can't go.
Yeah, and these are the current lines before Josh Mahura got called up. It was Clegg McCarr with Jake Bean as the alternate, Victor Mete, Connor Timmins, Cal Foote. Now you said it was now Clegg, Bean, and Mahura as the extra guy.
No, I think Mahura is jumping right up into that Bean spot, where Bean.
Where Bean is, okay.
Yeah, with Bean.
Oh, that's fair. And I'm just going to read you a breakdown of the size of these guys. If I had it, I always oh, there it is. Jeez, I'm the worst. This is just the D. Victor Mete, 5'10". Cale McCarr, 5'10". Cale Clegg, 6 feet. Dante Fabro, 6'1". Jake Bean, 6'1". Connor Timmins, 6'1". Josh Mahura, 6'1". Cal Foote, 6'4". So we know what Cal Foote's job is.
Yeah, he's killing penalties.
Killing penalties, clearing that net. That's what he's doing. And he has the foot speed. That's why he beat out Logan Stanley, essentially. That's why they were looking for a penalty killer. It came abundantly clear when they cut the majority of the extra D after this first cuts. You were like, oh, we all know what they're looking for. A left shot penalty killing guy.
I'm pretty sure
Oh, sorry, just a penalty killing guy.
Because he's just the 7th D, right?
Yeah. And so they're going with all transition, which is again where the
game's heading.
Yeah. Let's use the example of Nashville Predators. All of their D are transition D. All
Except
of them.
for Emma.
Well, third line. You can mask that, but still, yes. Now I'll give you the breakdown of Team Canada from the World Juniors. 8 players are from the OHL, 8 are from the WHL, 3 are from the NCAA, 2 are from the QMJHL, 1 is from the NHL in Victor Mente, although he would be from the OHL. So that's not so bad. Let's see if... Oh, and of course, this is where everyone actually wants to know. World Juniors team by NHL affiliation. I'm going to go in reverse order because we all know where this is going. The teams with 1 representative. Stars, Preds, Kings, Hurricanes, Flyers, Flames, Devils, Coyotes, Canucks, Canadians. Teams with 2. Sens, Ducks, Blues, Avalanche. Could have been 3. And of course, everyone knew this already. Everyone knew this. The team standing alone with 4 representatives on this team. Tampa Bay Lightning.
Of course.
No surprise there. It seems as though they're going to slow down, and they keep getting better. I mean, it keeps raining and raining. It never stops. It never stops.
You know what, though? What's going to happen when they have to sign look at this year. Not this year. I think it's next year they have to sign Kucherov and Point. You're not signing both those guys.
Sure you are.
There's no way you have cap space to sign both those guys.
You have room to sign. If Kucherov takes a scooch of a cut, you can. Point's not going to command more than 4, if that.
I'd give him 5.
Braden Point?
Braden Point.
You sure he's up this year?
No, it's next.
Oh, next year we're talking.
Next year.
Oh.
Next year.
But then what about Tyler Johnson? What about these guys? You're going to have to move one of them.
Tyler Johnson just got an extension and so did Palat.
Oh, jeez. Well, then maybe. Well, hey, the prospects are still keep rolling. Maybe they'll trade some of them or something. I don't know.
Well, who's that one? The Sorelli or something? That they
Anthony Sorelli?
He could make it into the NHL right away, too. He's
Yep.
really good.
And he's super good at scoring like overtime winners and stuff. He hasn't done it a bunch. To give you reference, everyone who doesn't know much about junior hockey, Anthony Sorelli scored the Memorial Cup game winner in his third year in junior with the Erie Otters. No, was it? No, with the Oshawa Generals. He got the overtime winner to win them the Canadian National Championship. The next year, he goes to OHL. He gets the overtime winner in the conference finals to send them to the OHL finals. He scores in Game 6 to send it to overtime, and then they win it in overtime. So he got the game-tying goal to send them, and then they won it. And then, in Game 7, he scored the overtime winner to send them to the Memorial Cup for the Erie Otters. And then, basically, all he does is score clutch goals. That's all he does. But he's also a fantastic player.
You know what? Then Eberle used to be like that too, and the Oilers never won any games when he was there, so except for last year.
Yeah, but see the difference. I'm not trying to besmirch your great point. The Oilers aren't the Tampa Bay Lightning, who don't stop. They just Oilers never have big prospects at the juniors because they're like, hey, just come sit in the press box. You don't want to play World Juniors. Blah, blah. No one wants that. Blah.
No, they do that. They did that to Draisaitl.
They did do that to Draisaitl. They did it to Puljujarvi last year too. They were like, "Oh, he's gonna play now." I'm like, "He's been in the press box for 2 months.
He's been in the AHL all year."
Oh, right.
Right around Christmas time, right when he should be going to camp for Finland, they're like, "See how you do with McDavid for about a month."
Yeah,
They just don't let people go to World
they
Juniors
suck.
for some
They
reason.
suck so much. It's not fun. It's brutal. So, needless to say, to wrap up World Juniors, I'm jacked. It's the best time of the year. You should watch it. I know we will be watching it. Everyone else should be watching NHL Network if you're in America. If you're in Canada, TSN. And if you didn't know that you're in Canada, you're in TSN, you don't know what that Apple commercial is at all. Like, you don't know what I'm talking about either. But you should watch it. I'm going to tweet out, by the way, a great moment to brighten your day. Wes McCauley making another top-notch
Even made
call.
Vigneault laugh.
I will be tweeting both of them. And I will. And it's going to, again, be my bad, Cam. That's all. I'll retweet him and say, my bad. My bad. That's the thing now, apparently. Do you have any hot takes or hot cakes?
No.
None? Okay, perfect. Well, let's just jump into a Fallen for Dolan, I guess. Right into it. Because, again, I dropped the ball. I didn't read anything from the deli or the emails or anything. Fallen for Dolan. We're going to start at 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 27. So in 5th last. No, I'll just go. 27th, the Edmonton Oilers. 28th, Florida Panthers. 29th, Ottawa Senators, which we're not going to touch that.
We're not touching that?
We're not touching. We're leaving it alone.
Bad Mojo don't want to get it on our team.
Eugene
Just stay over
Melnyk.
there.
No,
Oh,
Pierre Dorian.
How do we not talk about Eugene Melnyk?
Okay, well, I'll finish then. Ottawa Senators, 29th. Buffalo Sabres, 30th. Arizona Coyotes, 31st. Now, you can talk about Eugene Melnyk. What were you
don't
going to
want
say?
to talk about it?
I don't know where we're going to go with this. There's like many routes. So you started, I'll join in.
Well, I just at their game this weekend, the outdoor game.
Yep.
It's supposed to be a celebration.
Is
Everyone's
Eugene
supposed to
Melnyk an owner?
Yes, he's the owner.
Okay.
Now you know where I'm going with this, right?
Now we know exactly where we're going with this.
It's a joyous occasion. Everyone's having
Centennial
fun.
Classic.
Everyone's excited. They get to play outside. It's minus like 30 almost, but it's okay because Carlson still played 32 minutes because he's Eric Carlson.
Yes.
So before the game, what does Eugene Melnyk do? He says, "Fuck you, Senators fans. Buy the tickets or I'm moving." Why do it there?
Why, when you have the national stage, and I mean national because, okay, here in Canada, we can get any Canadian game, like pretty much on TV. We have weird blackouts and stuff, but like, we hear about Canadian hockey first, before. Now in America, they really don't care about any, they're really regional from what I've noticed.
Okay.
Like super regional. Like other than that, they're like, say if you're Minneapolis, it's like, yeah, so Detroit beat Columbus 1-0, here's a save. Like, it's really regional. So, when it comes around to like national games like this, like North American games, the national stage is on you, and you chose to throw your fans under the bus. Why? What are you doing? When everyone's already asking you about like Eric Carlson, you already have Eric Carlson, and now you're like, I might just move the team. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like what? What? Why?
This is turning into like essentially a Tavares situation with Carlson, where is the team getting moved? Kind of like, are they getting a new arena? What's happening? There's no stability there. Why would he want to resign?
Yeah, and what's dangerous about what he did was people then went to Bettman, who's at the game, and was like, hey, did you hear what Eugene Melnyk said? And Bettman's like, he had to like calm the storm. You're boss, essentially. Like, you don't have much boss, but like, you're like landlord, hypothetically.
That's a good.
Your landlord
person.
had to calm the storm. Like, do you really want to test the
No,
water?
Ottawa's not moving. Like he came out, he said, no, Ottawa's not moving.
He's reverse Jim Balsillying himself. Remember Jim Balsillie in Hamilton, where the owner of BlackBerry was like, "Yep, we're getting an NHL team confirmed," and Bettman's like, "No, you didn't follow any of the proper steps. You can take a hike." Eugene Melnyk is now reversing himself and saying, "No, the team's moving. The team's moving. I don't care. Buy the tickets or we move." And your boss or your landlord has to come and say, no, he's not moving. We have to okay this as a board. Don't listen to him. Like, that's what you choose. Like, that's the hill you're going to stand on. It's really weird. Like, do it behind the scenes and then let people find out about it afterwards. Not, like, right away. Like, it's just dumb. Like, I just don't know why.
It was bad timing, but I understand where he's coming from. Like, it's a lot of money to invest. Like $68 million every year, essentially, because I think that's the minimum you have to pay.
Probably.
But I think they're at their upper echelon, so they're paying. I don't know what the salary cap is right now.
70?
70?
I think so.
Yeah, so I think he's
Great
right around that
hockey podcast.
$68 million.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't. If you're not getting fans, you're not creating that revenue to pay all these guys.
They have
so
to
you're
close
losing
down-
money.
They had to close down 1,500 seats with tarps because no one was buying them.
And you know what? The arena's in a bad location, which...
One way in, one way out,
Yeah.
and it's far away, and traffic sucks.
Same kind of thing how Arizona is in Glendale, and no one wants to go there.
Yep.
It's a bad place for the arena, and they need to either get a new arena, or they will probably be in, I'm thinking, Quebec. So I think we talked about this last podcast, how they might be a team that would be on the move in a week later.
And a Canadian team, keep them Canadian?
Yeah.
Would that be a new ownership group? No, because it'd be Melnyk.
He just wants to relocate. He doesn't want to sell.
Yeah, but he's gonna... Where are they? Like, what are they as a team? Like, Because right now, like, are they ever going to hit the full rebuild button? Because they haven't really hit the full rebuild because they've been an expansion team. They did, like, they had guys take good contracts, and then they got big guys in, but they never really got it done. And now it's like, you have one of the faces of the NHL, and you're dicking around with him?
They've done a really good job of, like, the trades they've made and bringing guys in and out at the right time to stay competitive all throughout. Like, Alfredsson, Spezza era, they were always competitive. As soon as Alfredsson left, Spezza left, like, the next year? I think they missed the playoffs maybe 2 years in a row or something.
Yep.
And then they were right back because they made the trade for Bobby Ryan, got Kyle Turris through free agency, and drafted Mike Hoffman, who has just been, I think he was like a late round, like a third round.
Yeah,
or something.
Mike Stone. Michael Stone?
No. Yes.
What's his name? Mark Stone.
Mark.
Ah, yeah.
Like, they've done a good job drafting guys in later rounds. It's just, but then the way they handled the Turris situation, I didn't like it. To bring in Duchesne.
Durst's wife had to come out and tweet, like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I
just
didn't like the way that was handled. The way they handled, they should have just signed Alfredsson, I think, instead of letting him go to Detroit.
Hold on. That situation was he wanted to go try and win.
Okay.
They offered him a contract for 100%. Yeah, I remember Greg being very adamant about that because I'm such a contrarian. I appreciate people once they're out of the game and I'm like, man, I really should have enjoyed it. Nah. But anyways, I remember saying, go Alfredsson just wants to win a cup, and Greg's like, that's exactly what it is. And I'm like, oh, he doesn't, he's not in it for the Sens, and Greg's like, no, they offered him a contract. Or Greg or Dan, for sure, the Sens didn't just let him walk. Like,
so
they would have offered him a contract. If they did, if it's not Greg, now you can blame me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure they offered him a contract. Okay. He just wanted to win.
Okay.
And Detroit was on that incredible streak of making playoffs for my lifetime at that point. So
he didn't do much for that team. But whatever.
No, neither did Stephen Weiss. So crying shame.
I don't know. I just don't know.
So Sens, to wrap it up in one paragraph, what would you say you would do? Eugene Melnyk, you gonna move the team? You gonna keep him there? What do you want? Go.
If the fans are not buying tickets, you move them just because you need to be making money. And a team in Quebec City with their arena already built, ready to go, they're gonna buy tickets, even if it is the Senators, who aren't a great team.
They're gonna have you always have that honeymoon phase with the Jets fans, like where
we had.
It doesn't matter how bad your team is, you have the NHL back, and Quebec is certainly a market that'll enjoy that for sure.
You know, if you do that. And Carlson's really, I don't know if he wants to stay in Ottawa because there's not looking like a good team.
Then you get the cabinet, you get the whole cabinet.
Rebuild.
Yeah. You trade Carlson away.
Trade Carlson
for prospects and picks.
You trade everyone except for maybe Stone. I'd keep Stone around just because he's such a good player.
I keep Stone, Hoffman. Then at that point,
we're looking at even moving Hoffman now. They're talking about a deal to send him to Edmonton to play with McJesus.
For what? Nuge?
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think they need another center.
I like how automatically what I'm about to say next is we should probably keep Derek Brassard because he's French. Why is it that Montreal and soon to be Quebec, because probably in the next 5 to 10 years are going to have a team? Do we have that? I understand like the association and stereotype, but like that stigma.
Look at how long Bergevin's been around in Montreal. Just because
if that's any other team, Bergevin's fired a year and a half ago.
Oh, for sure.
Bergevin's fired after a month into the season after the Piquet trade. Because you're like, oh, look at what PK's doing. That's nice. It's really nice. Didn't need that on our team. Oh, look at Mikhail Sergachev. He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's got I was looking at stats the other day.
He's on a great team, so keep that.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic player.
Oh, yeah.
But he's on a great team.
He's got 5 game winners as a defenseman.
Well, he is Tampa Bay.
How is no one talking about him for Calder? I know he's on Tampa, and it's kind of a boost, but that's never been part of the thing, because when Panarin...
Artemi Panarin won it, that's garbage. He was 24. Ghost did an incredible streak. I digress. Why isn't anyone talking about him?
Yeah.
Because you have Matt Barzal, you have Brock Besser, and you have Clayton Keller, who are doing... They're not on as strong of teams, and they're still putting up great numbers.
Well,
so that's why.
Yeah,
especially with Becker and Besser. And Clayton Keller, too. Like, Clayton Keller, he's slowing down a bit, but, like, to my knowledge. But, like, he's still doing great. So, I don't know. All right. Anything else closing words for this week?
Nope.
No?
Ottawa Senators fans, if you're listening, buy some tickets or they're going to move.
I thought you were going to go with Ottawa Senators fans. Do you want to cheer for another team? Winnipeg. Not terrible. Not the best. Definitely not the worst, though. Probably making the playoffs this year. Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against it.
I did. I made a mistake. Anyways, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can comment down below on YouTube at Last Man in PC or Last Man in Podcast on YouTube. Either way, lastmaninpc@gmail.com if you want to email us. Lastmaninpc on Twitter. And yeah, until next time, actually, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, all that fun stuff. And next time when you hear from us, it'll probably, I don't know, I'm going to try and be here. I don't know what's going on. But either way, enjoy your holidays. Merry World Juniors to all of you. Good eve.